You are listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast.
What is going down? What is going down? It is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you are listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. How's everybody doing? All the newcomers in the land, welcome. Welcome to the podcast. I'm glad you're here. I hope you stay to stick around on this day and moving forward every week after that. If you enjoy all things nerd culture, then you are in the right place. We talk about anime, we talk about video games, we talk about comic books, we talk about movies, wrestling, we talk about all this shit, man. And it goes down here. Your one-stop shop for nerd culture. It's your boy, Studio MacGyver, and I'm back in the building. Man, it's been crazy. I hope you guys appreciate the intro music, the new intro music. I decided to try something a little different. This is one of my beats that I just had, collecting dust on the hard drive, and I decided, let me just change it up just a taste. And it kind of, goes in tandem with, what we talk about here. It's got kind of like the chiptune kind of vibe to it, since we talk about games a lot on this podcast. So, just a little switch up beat that I did, man. I don't know how long ago I made it, but hope you guys appreciated that. Anyway, man, we got a lot to talk about. We got what I've been watching as of late. I'm going to jump into that. I'm going to also talk about, the ad situation that's going on with 2K19. Yes, these motherfuckers are tripping. We have some Mortal Kombat 11 stuff, related to YouTube, if you will. We have some new info on the Dragon Ball, Kakarot game that I can't wait to get into real quick. We also have some Marvel Ultimate Alliance talk. We also have some WWE talk. We're gonna, go over a little something there. Apparently somebody is desperate, so they're making some moves. We're also going to talk about a little bit about Mario Maker 2. If you guys don't know, that just dropped. So going to jump into that for a quick second. Also, my memories of some older Mario games. Well, really one in particular, man, that, when talking about Mario Maker 2, it just kind of brought something, to the forefront. And I wanted to just talk a little bit about that. Also, some PlayStation 5 news, man. Yeah, the plans for the future of the fans or, the consumers for PlayStation 5, guys. Going to talk a little bit about that. And some Nintendo Switch talk. Yes, there's a lot of whispers in these streets talking about a new Switch Mini coming. And I'm going to, give you my thoughts on that and why, that might not be necessarily a good purchase moving forward. But we're going to talk about that. And yeah, man. And what game, I just recently bought another game to add to the collection of my PlayStation 4 library. And I can't believe I hadn't bought this sooner. I can't believe that I am just now about to play this game, especially, me being a quote unquote big time Platinum Games guy. So I want to talk about that too. So without further ado, guys, let's jump into the show. Let me start off by saying that I've been watching an anime as of late, man, that I stumbled upon, guys. And it's very, very interesting, especially if you guys are into like the vampires and things of that nature, man. This is something you might want to check out if you have not seen it. I'm watching it on Hulu. I'm watching a dubbed version of it. And the name is called Seraph of the End Vampire Reign. That's the name of the anime. And it's breathtaking. It's amazing. I always love when I always love when I find new shit, There's so much on my palette. Anyway, so much to watch, what should I watch now? What should I watch next? And sometimes you find yourself just staring at that list for, 15, 20 minutes. And then in the end, you don't even fucking watch anything. You end up fucking turning it off and going to YouTube or some shit like that. And, it's almost like, that list that you have in front of you is kind of intimidating. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, it almost seems like more work to find what you want to watch than to watch what you, are about to see. But anyway, I just said, fuck it. I bit down on my bottom lip and I said, just pick one, man. Just grab one, that you think that, you would like. So I just said, fuck it. And I grabbed that one. Seraph of the End, Vampire Reign. And it's a story about, some kids who, were basically in this, I guess, this vampire like cattle house, if you want to call it that, where they basically just, they let the people live to, continuously, use them as livestock to suck their blood. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much what they are. And the group of kids decide, fuck it, we don't want to do this no more. We're going to get out. We're going to escape. And, they consider themselves a family, they had no parents. And that's just the way it was. And what ended up happening was, they thought they were going to get out. It didn't happen. They were cornered by the vampires and most of them were taken out. There was, a lone survivor, and I don't want to get too much into it, but I'll say that there's a lone survivor. He escapes by the hair of his chinny chin chin, and he vows to basically destroy these vampires because of what they did to his family. But there's a caveat to this. There's extra things that actually happen that you don't know and find out about until you watch a little bit longer. That busts it wide open. And it's really good, man. I'm really enjoying myself with this one. I'm almost done. I think I'm almost done with season 1. I don't know. I've watched like 15 episodes so far, 16 episodes so far. So I didn't check to see how many episodes were in each season. I think it's 2 seasons. It could be 3. I might have that confused with another anime that I was going to watch. But it is very good, though. It's something that if you guys are looking for something to watch, something new, and you have a Hulu account, or if you have maybe Crunchyroll, I think it's on Crunchyroll too, then you should check it out, man. Yeah, it's called Seraph of the End, Vampire Reign. I'll say that for the final time, but definitely check that out, man. That's what I'm enjoying right now, currently, besides the other shows that I'm watching on a weekly basis, which is the One Punch Man and, Demon Slayer. Those are my main ones that I'm watching also. And hopefully, when we get the next episode of Attack on Titan, which should be soon. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm watching right now. I just wanted to touch on that and give you guys a little something to check out for, to look for if you haven't or you can't find something enjoyable to watch. Definitely check it out. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about this fiasco that's going on right now in the world of NBA 2K19, man. What the fuck is going on out here in these video game streets? I don't fucking know, but I do know that apparently there are ads on the loading screens now on NBA 2K19, and a lot of people are very, very fucking upset. It seems like every time I turn to my right or I turn to my left, I see a tub of butter. And I just can't get that vision out of my head. And it seems like, they're forcing this down the consumer's throat more and more as time progresses. Like really ads in general, man. Everywhere we fucking turn around, there's ads. Now there's like double ads on on fucking YouTube. I mean, I'm watching a YouTube video the other day and I'm like, there's one ad. I'm saying, okay, it's over. I'm going to skip. Then it says, no, another ad is coming. So it's like a lot of these videos now have double ads. It's getting to the point where they're just going to fucking drown you in ads until you basically lose your fucking mind and just say, fuck it. I don't want the ads. I'd rather pay for whatever. They got me. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I'm not going to lie. I love you. You're my listeners. I'm going to keep it real with you. They got me. Hulu got my ass. Okay. Because, I could have, got a cheaper version of Hulu. You know what I mean? If I was willing to watch these fucking ads, but I couldn't do it, man. I'm just so tired of ads and the same ads over and over fucking again. I mean, Crunchyroll does it too. If you want to watch Crunchyroll, you're limited to some of the things you can watch anyway. But if you do, decide to watch certain things, you're going to get those commercials and you're going to get the same fucking commercial back to back to back. If you have a strong will and you don't give a fuck, then you would probably be able to survive that. But I think everybody has a breaking point. Everybody has a price. And that's just something that, happened to me. But it's becoming more and more prevalent out here in these streets. And, I think before it's all over with, before it's all said and done, we're going to have ads everywhere, man. I mean, and it's really disturbing because that's something we shouldn't have to worry about when we play our games. When we're at home playing our games, doing our thing, we shouldn't have to worry about that. But apparently it's a thing right now in NBA 2K. I don't fucking play the NBA 2K franchise. I stopped playing sports games, a couple years ago, man, when they started to, just give us the same shit. You have the Madden Ultimate Team fiasco and all this dumb shit where basically you pay for the game and then they want to fucking, charge you more. It's basically like a loot box in a sense, if you will, for video games. And they're doing with the soccer game. They're doing a lot of shit. It's just the sports games have got completely out of hand. And at the same time, at least for the Madden franchise, I can say the shit is just the same thing, just slightly polished. And they re-put it out. That's pretty much what they do. They give you a roster update, and then they add a baby thing here, a baby thing there, and then they put a new game stamp on it. That's what they fucking do, and they put them out every year. So it's kind of like, fuck it. I just gave up on that a long time ago. Until you come out with a new game, I probably won't play another sports game until the next gen consoles, honestly, because then it'll be fresh. It'll be completely new, and we can start from ground zero. But that's me. But anybody playing NBA 2K19, you're getting these these ads, man. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know what to say to you, man. And a lot of people are saying that the screen will be done loading, and the ad is still playing. So, I mean, it's crazy, and that's why when you play online, these are the things that they're capitalizing on. When they force us to be connected to the internet to play certain games and to do this and to do that's what they're doing. They're injecting shit like this, like these ads, into our blood. We don't need it. We don't want it, but they do it anyway. You know what I mean? So all I'm gonna say is, fuck you and good riddance, man. I mean, I'm not contorting to that. I'll be damned. I'm not going there. I'm not going down that. I'm not playing that game. But it just goes to show you, where they want everything to go. But as long as we keep fighting, as long as we keep, exposing these guys and putting this shit into the public eye, I mean, we have a fighting chance for a lot of this shit to be killed off. Because, once the consumers get behind everybody and once this stuff starts to go viral, then they have to, go back to their boardroom. They have to pour out the sake and they have to put away the endo and crumble up the scrolls that they were about to smoke. Because then they, have to change their whole programming up. Yeah. I mean, put down all of the drugs and all of the sake and get your head in the game and make actual decisions that, are for the consumer, not for your pockets. So, yeah, I'll leave that alone. I'll put the money on the table and walk away on that one. Moving forward, we're going to talk a little bit about Mortal Kombat. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 11, guys. There's been a lot of shit going on in these streets as far as YouTubers are concerned, man. And it's another, topic that, I've been thinking about as of late. How the algorithm system works with YouTube is kind of gay. It's kind of stupid. But, it's just a robot and it does what it does. You know what I mean? Unfair or fair. In most cases, unfair. But apparently, if you're planning on putting any footage of, Mortal Kombat 11 on YouTube and you're trying to get it monetized, good luck to you. It's not going to work for you. It's not going to happen for you. There's been copyright strikes. There's been, there's age restriction, walls. There's, all kinds of these things going on right now. And I just wanted to brush on that real quick because there's a lot of people talking about it. There's been a lot of YouTubers who are, Mortal Kombat, YouTubers, man. And I feel for those guys because, man, if you're making a living or something off of these videos, man, you're going to have to go and find something completely different and really edit hard on all your videos before, you're able to upload anything. I mean, there were people that were actually, on the fatalities, they were basically decolorizing it, making it black and white. That used to work at some point, but then I guess it caught on to it, and now that doesn't work anymore. So there's ways that people try to, I guess combat the situation, but you can only do so much. So I don't know, man, that's neither here nor there. Just be careful if you're, a Mortal Kombat content creator. And I had a whole lot of videos, that I was going to upload, and I don't know about that now. I mean, I wasn't planning on monetizing these, but still, they're still going to get struck with age restriction and this and then certain things, so it's like, is it even worth putting up this content of Mortal Kombat for me? I don't know. Probably not now, but just thought I'd share that with you guys. Anyway, now I want to talk a little bit about some news I got concerning the new Dragon Ball Z Kakarot game. Yes. For all of you guys wondering about, you know, how the story was going to pan out, because everybody who are Dragon Ball fans pretty much knows how Dragon Ball Z turns out. They know all of the arcs. At least they got a rough estimation of how all the arcs pan out or whatever. And in your mind, you might be telling yourself, well, shit. I mean, I know how this shit goes. I mean, we're going to play the story of Kakarot, but all we're doing is playing the same old story of Dragon Ball Z out again. And there's been dozens of games that have came out in the past that retell the same story, just in on a different publisher or just a different game. You know what I mean? That's what we get. They've done it in so many games, but that's a question. That's one worry I had. Even though the game, in my opinion, looks like looks like I really want to play it. I mean, it's an open world kind of RPG Dragon Ball game, and for that alone, I want to play it. But this kind of made my soul, a little bit happier when I heard what they were planning on doing. Now, what they were basically saying is they're planning to make a bigger emphasis on, behind the scenes backstory type of things going on in this game. In other words, they're going to show us things that we have never seen before in the manga or in the anime. So when we play this game, we're going to play out different stories and different scenarios that we've never seen before. So basically, they're just going to emphasize on other stories that exist in the world of Dragon Ball Z, and basically, emphasize more on those stories. So we might have a question like, what was Vegeta doing this whole time that so and so was doing this? Okay, they might bring up a scenario or a story that focuses on that particular time that we didn't get to see. What was Goku doing the time in the Cell Saga? I mean, in the Majin Buu saga, what was he doing there? This whole time, like, what was he doing out there? I mean, things like that, questions like that, that they never actually showed us. We never got to see what was going on. We'll get stories, basically letting us know what happened in those times. We might even get new enemies. We might even get new, people in the lore, of Dragon Ball Z, which would be dope. You know what I mean? So that definitely got me excited, because now I'm like, okay, well, shit, I think you think the whole arc. I know Dragon Ball Z up and down. So now we get new shit. We get new content never before seen in anything on any platform. That's dope. So I'm anxious to see how that's gonna transpire. And then I'm also anxious to see how this could play out, down the line in the future, in the world of Dragon Ball. Like, what could they do, depending on how much information we get, what might they do with this knowledge? Could we get some, extra stories, ducked off, that took place in Dragon Ball Z that were never told? Could that happen? I mean, there's so many things that could come of this. And right now we're just talking about, things being added in a video game. So they go so hand in hand now, man. It's crazy. That's all I'm going to say about that. But it's a beautiful thing. It is definitely a beautiful thing. And I can't wait to see what they're going to do. I just really wish we were going to get in 2019, but it's all good. It's just so many good things to look forward to, guys, in 2020 on the video game aspect. I'm drunk with anticipation, man. I really am. I cannot fucking wait to see what's going to happen with that. But yeah, I thought I'd give you guys that news. So if you're worried about replaying the same old story again, well, you don't have to worry about that, guys, because that's not going to happen. So there you have it. Moving forward, now, let me, there's a game. I can't remember if I brought it up last week or not. I really fucking can't. But in case I didn't, I'm very excited to announce that, we are getting a One Punch Man game. Yes, sir. I said it. We're getting a One Punch Man game. Bandai Namco is doing it. And, it was only a matter of fucking time. It was only a matter of time. And finally, it's upon us. You know what I mean? The cover looks pretty sweet. It has, Genos, and it has a time on the front. And then it has the final alien boss that was in season 1 on there. So we know that it's going to cover season 1. Now, how much of season 2 it's going to cover, I'm not sure. I do know that it is going to cover some of season 2 because of one of the characters that was shown in the trailer was a female from season 2. So I think we're going to get some season 2 characters in here. We have to. I mean, we have to because I mean, that's just the way I think it should be. How many we get is going to be the question. I think we're going to get the main ones right now that we've seen up to this point. If you're watching One Punch Man season 2 right now, man, we got some awesome fucking characters in this fucking season, man. One of my favorites is Metal Bat. And of course, you can't go wrong with Genos. He's just the ultimate cyborg badass. You know, my favorite character in the series is Genos. But, you know, Metal Bat is definitely a nice one. Also, we have one of my favorite villains. You know, my favorite villain, period, so far in One Punch Man is Deep Sea King. So I hope we get him in this fucking game. I really do. I have to have him in this game. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm excited for this game. You know, me personally, I fuck with pretty much all of the anime video games, whether they're trash or not. I typically, you know, I more so, you know, like to fuck with them on a collection type of basis more so, but I do have a lot of fun with them too. There are a lot of fun to be had. I mean, the whole Naruto Ninja Storm series, man. I mean, I have those. You know, I just recently bought, you know, Attack on Titan 2, which is awesome. You know, I bought My Hero Academia's Once Justice. I'm enjoying that. You know what I mean? Just as an anime fan and then also as a gamer, you know, both of those together combined, you know, is just going to be awesome. And to add, you know, One Punch Man to the list, you know, I am very, very excited. And then there's a couple other games out there that I want to pick up that I haven't had a chance to buy yet that I'll eventually get. I'm just waiting for some prices to drop a little bit. There's actually a Berserk game that I'm wanting to get. And, you know, it should be about $30 now, but I'm waiting a little bit longer. Black Friday is going to be my time to shine. I'm going to go to GameStop and I'm going to clean house on a lot of these games, man. So that's when I'm going to be making some huge purchases, you know, going in with $50 and walk out with like 5 or 6 games, that type of shit. So I'll be waiting on that. But yeah, man, you know, always looking to like build my anime game collection, you know, up. And this One Punch Man game is definitely going to be a treat. I cannot fucking wait as more and more information comes out on this game. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to playing that with you guys. Looking forward to, you know, putting out some, you know, maybe some videos on YouTube or whatnot on these games as well. You know, because I use a lot of video game footage, anime game footage when I talk about certain subjects regarding anime. You know what I mean? It's cool. It's just cool to do and have in the background or whatever. And then I also use a lot of it for, you know, like experimenting with new intro videos and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because there's some definitely some awesome, epic video game scenes out of a lot of these games that I enjoy using. So yeah, man, just thought I'd bring that to you guys' attention. If you're a One Punch Man fan, if you're enjoying the series, man, you got more to look forward to because we have a One Punch Man game coming. Yes, I cannot fucking wait. Anyway, let's move on, guys, to the next topic at hand, and that is going to be Mario Maker 2. Yes, Mario Maker 2 is out, man, and it is fucking amazing. I don't have it yet. Why? Because I'm poor as fuck, and I only have enough money to buy one game this month, and that game is going to be Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. But I do want to play Mario Maker, and I do want to add it to the collection eventually, and I will, you know. But right now, man, Pocketbook is crying right now, and I can't do it. And it's my daughter's birthday this month, so like, you know, that's where that money's going. But it looks awesome. I cannot wait. You know, personally, I cannot wait to play it. It brings back a lot of nostalgic memories to me, especially like the Super Mario World and the Super Mario Brothers 3 games. I'm going to have the most fun, I think, you know, making stages based off of those 2 games. I cannot wait. And now that they've added like, you know, nighttime scenes and they got the snow in there, man, I got so many ideas for so many levels, man. I just cannot fucking wait to play that. And then, you know, me, I love, if you don't know by now, newcomers, new listeners, if you don't know, I love, you know, being creative. I'm a very creative person. I mean, all the music you hear on the podcast, everything you know, those type of things you hear on my YouTube channel, whatever. I made all those songs myself. You know, I just like creating new things. When I play games that, you know, where you get to create your own character and things of that nature, I have the most fun. You know, that's just something I love to do. And this is like a dream come true to me, you know, being able to create my own Mario levels and then let other people play them. Like, that's going to be so sick. I cannot wait. When I get the game, you guys will know because I'll be posting my information on the stages that I've made. And, you know, I hope that you guys will eventually play some of these. It's going to be dope, man. definitely dope. And also, I need to, go ahead and get a fucking capture card. I've been bullshitting around, and right now the money's not there, but eventually that's another purchase I need to fucking make, because I have a lot of games that I like to play that I'd like to upload and share with you guys. Yeah, man, like, this game here, Mario Maker, I would love to have some videos, about Mario Maker 2. I would love to do some stuff, from, Fight Night. I'm a big Fight Night guy, and the only Fight Night game we have right now of any relevancy is the one on PlayStation 3, and I love playing that game. But, I guess we're not going to get another Fight Night game, at least this console generation. Hopefully we get one on the PS5, or the Xbox, Scarlet. Hope we get one, man. I really do, because UFC games, cool, they're okay and everything like that. But can we get another fucking boxing game, please? Can we? I had to put that out there. But yeah, so stuff like that, I would love to demonstrate and love to promote. There's a lot of games that I still play on the PlayStation 3 that I would like to share with everybody. So yeah, capture card right now is, about $100. There's so many things I still need to invest in and grab, and I will eventually get there. But just have to be patient and ride out. That's another reason why I need a fucking Patreon, and I need my Patreon up now, because I'm sure I have a couple of friends and people who fuck with me on the podcast, and they tell me, look, man, if you had a Patreon, man, I would fucking just give you shit, man. I would really give you stuff. And I'm like, yo, I'm not a beggar. I'm not one of those guys, but man, there's a couple of things I could definitely use some help with, and it would make shit a lot better. But it is what it is. And, personally, I'll just get to it when the time is right, myself. And, if I do eventually get helped out by, a fan or two, that would definitely be awesome. That would be. But I'm not going to depend on that. I'm just going to, keep moving forward, and eventually I'll get to that point. But yeah, so many good things, man. Mario Maker 2 is, it's a very awesome game. I'm very excited for that game, and I can't wait, to get my hands on that. Also, it brought me to, pull up an old memory, like back in the day, man, back in the Super Nintendo days, when I had a game by the name of Mario Paint. Does anybody listening to this podcast right now remember this game? I fell in fucking love with this game because it really started to introduce my creative side. And the reason why I loved Mario Paint was not for the painting per se. It was more so for the application that it had within the game. And it was a music maker. You know what I mean? Where you could basically go in there and you could basically compose your own music. And that's the thing that I played. That's all I played. That's all I messed with. I had so many different songs and all this shit, man. It was so fun. So fun making new music and stuff like that. And man, I wish I still had that game. I wish that game came out. I wish they re-released like Mario Paint, or do something like that in a new Mario Paint. Maybe there's a Mario Paint out there that does that I don't know about. If it is, please tell me. Please let me know, guys. You know what I mean? Hit me on Twitter at Studio MacGyver, or Instagram at Studio MacGyver79. That's how you can reach me. Let me know. I'm gonna do some more digging on that, but if I do find one, I mean, I cannot fucking wait, because that's something I would like to, incorporate into like different projects, just future music projects and stuff that I like to do from time to time. As a hobby, I make beats from time to time, and I draw from time to time. And, I just like to, do stuff like that. And sometimes I take the music and I take the things and I use it in, daily routines. I'll use it in a YouTube video, or I'll use it in a podcast, which you guys heard at the beginning of this fucking podcast. A new set of a new beat that I just had sitting in the back, just collecting dust. So I would love, to address that game again, or just get a new release or something like that, maybe for the Switch or something like that. I don't know. I'm going to look into it though, guys. But yeah, I had some of the best times playing Mario Paint, back in the day, and it just brought me back to that time. Mario Maker is very, very nostalgic to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting sentimental at my old age. I don't know. But yeah, man, I thought I'd just mention that to you guys. Yeah, just some good memories from a time ago. Anyway, let's move on. Let's get on this PlayStation 5 stuff, man. We got some PlayStation 5 news. I mean, you can call it news. I'm just going to call it something, that Sony has been talking about, and it's got me excited, and it should have, all the Sony fanboys excited. And this is basically talking about what they plan on doing for the future, like their future plans. And basically what they're saying is that they want to make a future for the hardcore gamers. Okay. And when I say that, I mean, people who like to play games, just good games, great games, first and foremost. Basically, like all the people who like to play all those AAA, exclusive games. You know what I mean? And some of them don't have to necessarily be just exclusive, but Sony says that they're going to focus on doing way more exclusive titles, more AAA games. We had a lot of fucking, Sony, exclusive AAA games, man, that fucking hit so hard. Your God of Wars, your Horizon Zero Dawns, your Spider-Mans, these games, and we still have more to come. Last of Us, we have a lot of games still on the way coming, but basically what they're saying is, they're not going to make us wait like we used to wait between these titles, because these games are, 4 and 5 year, games. It takes that long to get these games done and put out there, to the public. So they're focusing more on having having more of these games produced, around the clock. So if we can get I'll be happy if we can get 3 a year. You know what I mean? That for me would be just wonderful. If we get games like God of War, 3 times a year, I mean, how awesome would that be? You know what I mean? So that's what their focus is, basically saying that's where they're trying to, they're trying to convey right now through what they're saying. We're going to get, and then they're going to focus less on indie games. Now, if you're into the indie scene, and I kind of, I'm an indie guy. There's a lot of indie games that are really, really good, but, they're going to do less of those and focus more on, like I said, the big titles. So I don't know how I feel about the indie part being, we're still going to get indie games. Don't get it twisted, but we're just not going to get as many, and I guess if we're getting more of the AAA games and more of the games that are basically, console sellers, if you will, then I'm cool. I think that, we'll be okay with that. I mean, me personally, I know that I will. I don't know about you guys. I'd love to know how you guys feel about that. But me personally, I welcome that with open arms. I really do. Which brings me to another game, which I'm going to I'm going to bring up in a minute. A game that I finally just picked up yesterday, and I don't know why I don't know why I didn't pick it up any sooner, man. I don't know. Maybe it was at the time when it came out. I didn't have the money, and now the price is at a decent price, and I just said fuck it, I'll get it now. Especially when we have some other games on the horizon by the same company, and I'll get to that in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Trust me, I'll get to it. But anyway, yeah, man, I'm excited for the PS5, that PS5 little tidbit right there. I don't know about you guys, but I am personally. Cannot fucking wait. But we still got so much goodies. We got so many things to play on the PS4. And, the PS5 is going to be a day one for me. Finally, a year where a system comes out and I don't have to wait a year or 2 before I get it, because I'm worried about, them having content and sufficient, stuff to keep me playing. I mean, that was really the only reason why I never bought, a system day one, because most systems that came out day one, they didn't have hardly any content, out. You had to fucking wait for the games to catch up to, the times. And, I'm not going to just, I didn't buy the Switch because, just for one game, for the Zelda game. I mean, even though that game is definitely worth, the purchase, I just wasn't ready to do that for one game. I need at least, 3 or 4. You know what I mean? So when I finish that game, I can go on to something else and, so on and so forth. So I waited, a while before I bought, the Nintendo Switch, and I waited to get the, PlayStation 4. Now with the PlayStation 5, the difference to that is, the only difference really is, now it's backwards compatible. So with that backwards compatibility, everything, all of my library for my PS4, I can play on the PS5. So everything, all the PS4 games that are coming out that won't come out for the PS5, you know what I mean? You could get it, and you could get those and play those. And all the old games that you didn't have a chance to go get, that are dirt cheap now, you could go back and get all of those. And you still have so many games to play while you're waiting for games for the PS5 to drop. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't know what's going to come out, with the PlayStation 5, and I don't know how soon we're going to get games and all of that. That has yet to be seen. But usually how it typically works is we have to fucking wait to get a nice bundle of games that, I would consider playing, because they're going to come out with all kinds of different shit. And most of that, is not going to be my cup of tea. Maybe 20% of that was coming out, 20, 30%. And then you have to wait for the next game and so on and so forth. So, now you don't have to worry about that. And that's why I think the PlayStation 5 for me is going to be day one. Plus your old PlayStation 4 games, if you play them on the PlayStation 5, then you can actually, get, better loading times and, better quality out of these games. So, it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how everything pans out. But that's just my take on it, guys. Anyway, moving on. I started thinking, I was thinking about, the Nintendo Switch and the rumors and everything. And let's keep it real with each other, guys. We all know that there's going to be a new Nintendo Switch coming. If you listen or read the Wall Street Journal, I mean, it's already been written on the wall. The numbers are there. They can't lie. Nintendo just is not wanting to speak on it right now because what they're trying to do, honestly, is, they want to make sure everybody buys as many Switches as possible before they announce this shit. Because then when think about it, if they announce it now and say, yes, we have the Switch, mini coming out on, in 4 months, guess what? Everybody who was about to get a Switch is not going to get a Switch because they're just going to say, fuck it, I'll wait for the fucking mini. And then all their sales will fucking, dwindle down. So they want to get all the sales out of all the Switches that are out here now done before they announce that. So then everybody's like, fuck, now I got to have this. Now I got to have that. You know what I mean? And in my opinion, it's fuckery in a sense. It's low key fuckery. But if you're a business, that's how you're technically supposed to run it. But, it's a little shady at the same time. And I don't even know how I feel about that, honestly. You know what I mean? Because I've been burned by Nintendo doing the same thing. I remember when I bought my 3DS, and then guess what? Like a few weeks later, the new 3DS came out, and they dropped the ball on that anyway. Because, I mean, what pissed me off more than anything was the fact that they were putting out certain games that you could only play on the new Nintendo Switch. I mean, the new 3DS. I'm like, why the fuck would y'all do that so late in the life cycle when thousands and thousands of games and thousands of people own 3DSs, and you want to put out, games only for that, just to try to sell this new 3DS that you guys got. And it didn't really work out too well for them guys. I mean, some people got them, but for the most part, man, most of us still are holding on to our 3DSs. I mean, I bought a limited edition 3DS, XL. It's basically like got the Nintendo controller colors on it and everything. I love it. But I'd rather have that than the new 3DS. But hey, it is what it is. The 3DS is I still have a backlog, a mile long to basically go and try to pick up games on that. I still need the Metroid game for that. I still need, a couple other games for that I want to add to that library. But now I got to focus on the Switch and what's coming out for that. But I thought that was a little shady. But anyway, that's what these guys are doing. The new Nintendo Switch Mini is coming. It is going to be upon us, guys. But here's my quarrel with that. Here's my issue with that Nintendo Switch Mini. And people don't think about this a lot of time. People just, it surprises me. Because as a gamer, I always think about longevity. That's why I have such a big issue with online only games and stuff like that, because the shelf life on those are numbered. The days are numbered on those. You know what I mean? If you love a game really, if you're really into a game, sooner or later that game's going to die. When the server goes down, you're done, whether you want that to be done or not. So you might want to play more of it, but guess what? You can't play it anymore because the server's down. And it's just a coaster. It's nothing to you. You know what I mean? When you can go play, Horizon Zero Dawn, I can play that 5 years from now and enjoy it like, I never fucking left. Or, you know what I mean? That's my point on that. If I buy a game, I want to be able to pick it up and play it whenever. That's why I collect games, because the ones that I really care about, because eventually I might be in certain moods and I can go and play this game. I don't have to worry about being connected to a server to play it or none of the bullshit that comes with it. So that's my issue with that. But this is what I thought about when the Nintendo Switch Mini, when people were talking about it and everything. Because basically what people are saying, the build on the Nintendo Switch Mini is going to, go like this. Basically, the Joy-Cons are not going to be removable. So it's going to be, a little cheaper and, cost efficient for people who want to switch, who don't want to pay for, the ones we have now. But my problem with that is, the longevity, again, in that system, and you can kind of go with that with any handheld. I mean, you can kind of, when those buttons go out, what do you do now? You know what I mean? How do you fix those? I mean, do you have to take it apart and, do this and do that? I'm assuming that's what's going to happen, but who knows how that is all going to go? They could build it to where, you can't open it anymore and anything could happen. But I'm thinking about the controls, the Joy-Con controls that are built into the system. Like, what's going to happen when those go out? Especially if you're a hardcore gamer and you play the shit out of it. When those Joy-Cons wear out and shit, what are you going to do? I mean, you're essentially, you're done. The system is done unless you can actually open it up and figure out, how to replace all that stuff. But the beautiful thing is, on the side tangent, on the other side of that coin, I guess you could look at it like, with technology and, how it is now, I mean, there's going to be people out there that are going to be able to, find a way to get into that, open that up and fix things. And there'll probably be sellers, who basically are going to sell you shit too. I mean, case in point, I have like 4 PlayStation 4 controllers, and the reason why I have that many is because, the buttons, the triggers have been going out. Those springs, those little tiny springs inside of the triggers, man. So now my buttons are sticking a lot. So basically I have to open them up and, replace those. But, I'm not going to pay $60, $70 for a new controller. So, eBay and Amazon and all these places, they sell like a lifetime supply of these springs that you need. And these, all these parts, they sell them in bulk and you can buy them for really cheap and, you can replace them yourself, YouTube video, you open it up and boom, you follow instructions, boom, you can get it done. And I see them doing something similar, with the new Nintendo Switch whenever it comes out, whenever it's announced. But I still just have an issue with that type of thing. You have to think about those things, you still have to think about those type of things. I think, when you're spending some money on something, that you think you're going to enjoy for years to come, because if you're going to be enjoying it and playing it and all that, you have to take into consideration what's going to happen when this happens. You know what I mean? You just have to. When I bought my PS4, I bought 2 controllers because I fucking knew that I was going to be playing a lot of this thing. And I knew that I needed another controller to fall back on in case some shit happened. And, I was right. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying. I like to think ahead of the game when it comes to a lot of things, not just video games, but, it's good to know these things. And it's good to keep, that in the back of your mind if you plan on buying one of these minis, because, if your Joy-Cons go out on your current Nintendo Switch, guess what? You just buy some new expensive ass, Joy-Cons. They're high as fucking giraffe pussy right now. But, you have that option to go buy new ones, and I'm sure as time goes by, they'll become a little cheaper, hopefully. And all of that. To be honest with you guys, I hardly play in handheld mode anymore. I play in dock mode because I don't like taking it out the house unless I'm traveling. If I'm just going out for a little bit here or there, I'm not going to take my Switch with me. I'm just going to, if I know I'm going to be somewhere for a long time, then I might do it. Other than that, man, it stays here docked. You know what I mean? So if I'm traveling, or if I'm really into a game, like I'm probably going to be into like, when I eventually get Mario Maker or when I get this Marvel Ultimate Alliance, then that means, okay, I'm taking it to the bed, but I'm not taking it, outside, but it is what it is. Just thought I'd lay that out there to you guys, give you some information on that, my opinion on it, my thoughts on it, Last but not least, guys, on this podcast, I just want to talk about what I just picked up recently. And I can't believe I didn't pick this up, sooner, because I'm a huge Platinum Games fan. I love Platinum Games. They're one of my favorite video game developers. I love them, their company so much. And they got a game coming out very, very soon, August 30th, which is Astral Chain, and I cannot wait to play this fucking game. This is my most anticipated my most anticipated Nintendo Switch game, period, so far since the Switch has been out. This is the number one game I am looking forward to playing. I cannot wait to play it. I cannot wait for this game. This is number one. I'm not. I mean, Luigi's Mansion is close, but it's not there. But yeah, this one and Panzer Dragoon as well. That's another one. But the number one game I cannot wait to play is Astral Chain. God damn it! So it got me to thinking, man, what games have I missed? My son is currently playing Transformers right now. He loves that fucking game. He's been playing oodles and oodles of it, which is also another platinum game. Okay, Platinum Games put their, foot in this game, which is why I think it's so good. But, what game I just picked up, guys? I'm just go ahead and say it. I picked up Nier Automata. Okay. Yeah, I know. A lot of you guys are probably like, oh, what? You just now playing this shit? Yeah, I know, right? Just now playing it. Don't know why I didn't pick it up sooner. I don't know why. I really don't. But now the most important thing is I have the game. I just downloaded it recently, and I played the first portion of the game. I had the demo. I played the demo. Loved the demo. I basically did that. I replayed the demo portion of it, and then my son kept begging me. He was just basically in the man cave, just begging the shit out of me to play Transformers. So I had to let him play it. You know what I mean? It's his summer. I'm going to let him kick it, let him, have a ball. My best memories as a kid was summertime, just being able to play games and watch scary movies all night and stay up late and stuff. So I didn't want to take that from him. And, I gave him the keys to the city. So, I'm anxious to jump back on this game, and I'll probably be doing that tonight. I'm actually recording this podcast earlier than I usually do because they're gone right now, and I figured I'd take advantage of that before I got on with my day. That way, when I came home, I wouldn't have to worry about the podcast, so I can jump on, and that'd give me more time to play, Nier Automata. I've seen so many things on it. I'm trying to get caught up on the lore, on the previous games, the Dragon Guard series, and then, the first Nier game, just to, get my mind ready for, what was to come in this game. And it's, like I said, it was everything I thought it was going to be. I mean, it's a beautiful game. I mean, Square Enix, of course, is another company, which is stellar. They're a stellar company. I mean, those two together, joining forces, I know I'm going to enjoy this game. I can't wait to dive into it and get all in it. And I'll be definitely, readdressing it later, once I finish it and all of that. But yeah, this is my next game my next big venture, my next big game that I think I'm going to play all the way through, man. I don't think I'm going to jump ship and jump to any other games until I finish this game. I mean, that's my mindset right now. I want to get in here and jump in there and finish this one. I did the same thing with God of War. There's certain games, man, Horizon Zero Dawn, I did that with. There's some games that you just can't put down. You just have to finish it. And you have to, play it like you need to play it. And I think this is one of those games. So I'm jumping back in, and yeah, man. So that's what I'll be playing here, gaming wise. I'm going to put everything else kind of to the side, and I'm going to, focus all of my energy on this game, guys. And then hopefully by the time I finish this game, I think Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 will be out. Then I can focus on that and then play that for a month, pretty much. Month and a half, and then finally Astral Chain will be out, and yeah, and somewhere in between that time frame, I'll be picking up Mario Maker as well. So that's my plan. That's what I plan on. That's what I plan on doing, guys. And in November, of course, Star Wars. I'll be definitely playing that. A lot of people, have been saying that Star Wars game, is a lot better than what people saw, at E3. For whatever reason, they showed what they showed, and they didn't show the best parts of, what people are actually, experiencing when they actually got their hands on the game. So there's a lot more depth to the game that we didn't get to see in the E3 playthrough. There's a lot more going on, and that's exciting to me because it kind of plays like, the Force Unleashed, and I love the Force Unleashed games. So, I'm looking forward to this game. The graphics look great. Like I said, I appreciate a good Star Wars game, man. Knights of the Old Republic, like those games, some of my favorites. Even though I'm not a super Star Wars fan like that, I do appreciate the lore. I love anything with lore, and this has plenty of it, the Star Wars world. And then I love open world action adventure games. That is my favorite genre. You know what I'm saying? That is my favorite genre of all time. So third person game, I have to play this. Even though it's under that EA shadow, and EA, it's almost like EA can't fuck this up. It feels like EA, no matter what they do, they really can't fuck this game up because it's a single player game. What can you really do with a single player game to fuck it up? Right. Especially when you have the right people on the game. Because keep in mind, guys, we all have to also keep in mind that EA is the publisher. They're not the actual developer of the game. And if you look at the development team behind this game, they got all A1, A1 members on this game working on this shit as far as the writing and the developing and all of that. That they're hitting hard on that. So that's why I'm giving this game a pass, and I'm going to play this one because it's a different type of game. It's not your typical EA game. So I'm going to play it, man. I'm going to give it a chance. And I think it's going to be a good game to add to the library, in that lore. And especially, it came out of the lore around the Star Wars movie that I actually liked a lot, which focused on, it was just the separate Star Wars story. So I was interested in that in itself and the characters in that series or whatnot. So I can't wait to jump into this one, man. November, and Death Stranding is like I said, man. Kojima, I don't know what he's doing right now. I still don't know what that is that he's making, and until that becomes apparent, I will be staying away from it. But anyway, guys, I'm getting out of here. It is your boy, Studio MacGyver. You have been listening to Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. If you want to holler at me, you can do so by checking me out on Twitter at Studio MacGyver. You can check me out on Instagram at Studio MacGyver79. Also, I have a Facebook page at Studio MacGyver as well. Check out the YouTube channel too if you want to, guys. It's the podcast is there. I have videos there. I talk about a lot of different things there at Studio MacGyver TV. And also, if you like merch, if you're into nerd culture, and I'm sure you are because you're listening to this fucking podcast, man, then you need to check out Beautiful Nerds. That's www.beautifulnerds.com. Nerds is spelled Nurdz. Check out that page, guys. It's got a lot of awesome shit there. You won't be disappointed. And with that being said, guys, I'm going to get out of here, man. I appreciate everybody for listening. The channel, the page, the fucking podcast, everything is growing, especially this podcast. I have to, thank all of you guys for that because without you, I am fucking nothing. All the newcomers that were here today, thank you for joining us. I hope to see you next week again and the week after and so on and so forth. I'm going to get out of here, guys. I love you guys. Peace.